19. So yeah, this little section on songs is going to be a fun little activity. But again, they're just their names, their titles to songs. But what we're going to do is we can make a little contest out of it if you want, just for your own sake, if you will. And I guess maybe you can write down which ones you get right, and then we'll see if somebody can get first the title of the song, and maybe a little extra bonus if you can get the artist that actually does this. I would suggest if you have them available to you, pull out that dictionary that you might have got from Carrie Ann if you have one. If you don't have one, you might also put a link where you can kind of look some stuff up at Potawatomi.dictionary.com, www.potawatomi.dictionary.com. That might be something that might be helpful to you. Or you can just go for it and see how it goes. But like I said, first off, do want to do just a small quiz. I know not everybody likes quizzes. Sometimes quizzes can give people a little bit of anxiety where they might do a lot better if there wasn't a quiz. So don't be too hard on yourself. But I would appreciate if you feel comfortable, maybe letting me know how you felt you did on it, or even which areas maybe you missed. That way I can kind of know, hey, like animals, people really got no problems. They know their animals, or numbers, people got that down. And we can maybe not spend as much time going back and looking at those, but there may be some areas that we really want to hit some more. So miigwech. So here we go. So does everybody have something to write with, whether it be a pencil, pen? You can type it up in Word if you're on a computer. You can use your phone if you got like notes on your phone. There's basically 30 little questions here, and we're going to kind of just go through them, and then just try to answer them as best you can. Try not to use notes if you have any notes laying around. Just try to see what you can remember, because again, that'll help gauge maybe some of these areas that we want to look at some more. Because Zeneget non Gordigan Gish bin Bawa Bisidoya Norajeshmo and Gamegish get. It's hard sometimes if you don't hear this language every day. And certain words they're going to catch for you, maybe, and they're going to really be right there. But you want to get to that point where we can just kind of recall these different things just when we need them, like, oh, Namosh Nawabma, I see a dog, or Mdatso Shechnish Dopunan but there's 12 tables over there, or whatever. But you want to get to that point where you can just kind of bring it out as you need. So here we go. Again, we're gonna have a fun activity after we do this. So here we go. So just for a little bit of review, what do you add to the end of a relative's name if they have passed on? Now, this was actually from the class that we did last week. We were talking about relatives. It's something that you put at the end of of a person's name. And if it helps you recall, I mentioned that when you say someone's Indian name, you're really supposed to put this at the end, because otherwise it's almost like you're calling that person's spirit back. So it's a 3-letter thing that you put at the end of a person's name. You can also put it on the end of the actual relative term itself. So like you might put it on the end of, well, I don't want to give any other ones away. Let me pick one I don't have on here. You could put it like on the end of like Nitawas. Nitawas is cousin, but you put something at the end of that to signify like a cousin who would have passed on. So go ahead and just write that down for yourself. We won't share it till we get towards the end here. Okay, number 2. Oh, I got actually help to give it away. What is Madazzo plus niche? Madazzo plus niche. Madazzo plus niche. And here, you can come out with just the English answer, or if you know the answer in Potawatomi, even better. So what is Madazzo plus niche? Number 2. Okay. And we'll move kind of fast, but if you want to write the question down as we go, in case you want a little extra time at the end, and towards the end, we'll just kind of see where everybody's at and see if they need any extra time before we kind of proceed forward. So number 3, what is the word for dog? What is the word for dog in Potawatomi? What is the word for dog? Okay. Number 4, introduce yourself. So how would you say, like my name is Carrie, or my name's Jude? How would you say my name is, and then I come from, Ontario, or I come from whatever town there you might live in, right? That's nearby. I come from. How do we say I come from somewhere? Number 4. Because this is one I definitely want to make sure that we may want to rehash this again. I want to be sure that you guys can do some really good introductions of yourself whenever you know are at some kind of event, because this is some language that I think a lot of people in the end up using quite a bit, whether you're going to ceremony or you're just visiting another reservation or you're talking to another group of natives. I mean, it's usually something people really want to be able to do crisply. You know, I'm so and so, I'm from so and so, you know, I'm Caldwell Band, etc. This is probably something we're going to probably hit again no matter what. How do you say it's a nice day? It's a nice day or a beautiful day. It is that today down here. Hopefully it's better weather up y'all's way as well. It might be cool up there. I don't know. But how do you say it's a nice day? And then number 6, Pequedgan means what? And I did give you a hint here because I realize we've covered a lot. So I think at the very least, I should give you a category it's coming out of just in case. So Pequedgan means what? And it's a type of food. Pequedgan means what? Number 7, Mbulp. Mbulp. Mbulp is what? Again, it's a type of food. Mbulp. Mbulp. Number 8, how do you say dad in Potawatomi? And here we're saying, how do you say my dad? My dad. How do you say my dad in Potawatomi? Now, this one actually has a couple of answers you could give, because if you can remember, there's a couple ways to say dad. There's also kind of an affectionate way to say dad as well. So you may come up with some variations here, but how do you say dad in Potawatomi? Number 9, how do you say grandpa? How do you say grandpa? And those of you that have grandkids, I'm sure this is a word that's definitely something that you guys maybe know or you like to use, maybe within your family. And another thing I said about the word grandpa, sometimes people will even use that as kind of a term of endearment for other older folks, you know, in a community. Hey, miigwech. I almost said the word. I almost messed up and gave it away right there. Thanks, Grandpa. Okay, how do you say grandma in Potawatomi? How do you say grandma? And again, it's my grandma, my grandma. And there's a couple variations here, because you could say like a affectionate way or just a general way. But how do you say grandma? Now, if you're a young person and you maybe don't have grandkids, you may not remember some of these terminologies because they just don't relate to you. And sometimes I will say that it's harder to remember words that don't kind of directly relate to a person. Like myself, I've always said, like the different terminologies for sister sometimes are hard for me because I don't have any sisters, or knowing like the cross cousin of your sister's kids because I don't have any sisters. The only thing that helps me is I do have a lot of daughters. So a lot of my daughters, obviously they're each other's sisters. So that's what helps me. But if you don't have those in your life, it's hard to remember some of those words. Okay, in number 11, in Nagimaji, the N means what? In Nagimaji, the N means what? In the statement Nagimaji, that whole thing is a phrase in Potawatomi. Looks like just one word, and in reality it kind of is, but it means an entire phrase. Nagimaji. What does the N mean in Nagimaji? Number 12. And again, I don't want to spend too much time on this, but give you guys time to answer. But I don't want to just sit here too long. So what do you do to make a simple question in Potawatomi? There is one thing that you add to a sentence to make it a simple question that you don't use for those more complicated questions. What is that one thing that you add to a sentence to indicate it's a simple question, like a yes/no type question? And then number 13, how do you say who in Potawatomi? How do you say who? Not a kokoko, not an owl, but how do you say who? Who? And then what in Potawatomi? How do you say what? Like what are you doing? Or what's happening over there? Or what are you going to do today? How do you say what? Now this actually could have two answers. There's actually two ways to say what. So this one you could have two different things That would both be right. How do you say when? When? When is it going to rain? When are we leaving? When did you clean your room? How do you say when in Potawatomi? When? Okay. Now I'm going to move to, there's a second page of questions. I'm going to go ahead and move to the second page. If you need me to go back, or is everybody okay? Are you finished where you're at? I can go back in a minute if we need to. If anybody needs me to stay here for a second longer, we can, or we can go back. So if I don't hear anything, I'm going to go forward. Okay, here we go. Okay, number 16. Where? Where? How do you say where? Where? Okay. Number 17 with Maji Wat. What does the wat mean? Maji Wat. This is a conjunct form. What does the wat mean in Maji Wat? Like Nijapi ga Maji Wat. So Maji Wat. Every time I do that, though, I almost give the answer away because I feel like I almost translate it. So I gotta watch myself. Maji Wat. What does the wat mean? Okay, number 18 in Namaji Min. Namaji Min. What does it mean? This mean if Maji is the verb to leave. What does it mean? The Namaji Min. Namaji Min. What does that mean? Namaji Min. Okay. Number 19. How do we say bird in Potawatomi? Bird. Okay. Number 20. How do you say it's raining? Now, this is a pretty common, definitely one you want to remember. I mean, obviously, we have lots of different types of precipitation or types of weather, but rain's a pretty common one. So that's one you definitely want to try to remember if you can. But if you don't remember it, then again, we can make sure we go back and talk about weather some more, because there's plenty we can talk about all the categories we've covered so far. How do you say the number 4? The number 4. How do you say 4 in Potawatomi? And number 22. How do you say 2? How do you say 2 in Potawatomi? If you're paying attention, I kind of gave this one away earlier. How do you say pop? How do you say pop in Potawatomi? I will say this is something I'm always drinking when we're in class, so I've probably said the word pop several times, even though it wasn't in a lesson. But how do you say pop or soda? Let me clarify the English here. Some people say pop, some people say soda, some people say soda pop. In some areas, they say Coke for all types of pops. So how do you say pop or soda or Coke, depending on how you say it in your region up there? How do we say that? And then how do you say coffee? How do you say coffee in Potawatomi? And there's actually a couple ways that we talked about how to say coffee. We talked a little bit, if you remember, we talked about like ash coffee, if that type coffee that you kind of cook over an open fire. Sometimes they'll call it cowboy coffee. And then I think we even talked about like how sometimes it can be like a type of medicine. Sometimes you'll hear people refer to it like that. So a couple different ways to say coffee. And then how do you say salt? Salt. And that's definitely a word that I think you want to remember how to do it. So you can say, hey, Mishin E, give me the salt, or Vietnam E, pass the salt. And then Dochpia, number 26, means what? And Dochpia means what? Number 27, Nipija. Nipija. What does Nipija mean? And number 28, Weknija. 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 Like Weknija Wajichkian Wabuk, or Weknija Gajichke Wat Nago. Weknija. Nijetso. Nijetso. What does Nijetso mean? Number 29, Nijetso. Nijetso de Boganak. Nijetso Yawak. Nijetso Pongesien. Nijetso Pongeswatki Panojek. Nijetso. What does Nijetso mean? And finally, number 30, Wenija. 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 Wenija o Yahweh. Wenija o Bamadzit. Mig Bamadzit Yahweh. Wenija. when need you. Okay. So let's see here. How many folks we got on it right now? I'm going to give you all just a few minutes here. We'll give you till um, we'll give you till 20. Uh, is that not long? Do you need more time? Hey, how much time? I'll give you as much time as you guys need, honestly. Um, we can give you. How about we go to? We give you a little more time to. Let's go till 25. Does that sound okay? That'll give you all about 7 minutes, and we can look at it then if we need more time. We can give you a little more time. And if you need me to go back and look at some of those again, I can do that. In fact, I might just flip to that previous page. I guess maybe the best thing is just as people finish, whenever you finish, and honestly, just go with your gut feelings on a lot of these. Don't worry. A lot of times when you change your answer, you end up changing it to an incorrect one. So just go with your gut. Go with kind of your first instinct. If you're wrong, it'll be okay. We'll go through all the answers here in a little bit, and then you can see which ones you got right. Again, this is really more just kind of as a basis. We've covered a lot of stuff, and I realized that I want to make sure that I'm not going too fast on some of this stuff because there's a few things I covered kind of fast, like animals and weather. We went over quite a bit of terminology. So we may want to go back and hammer down a little bit more and make some more example sentences and some of that stuff. Just make sure that it kind of stays in there and creates a good foundation for you because we have plenty of time to get that done. So again, we'll wait till 25, and I'll just kind of set this over to the side and give you about 6 minutes. I'll step aside for just a second so I don't intimidate you and let y'all think about it. And like I said, give you about 6 more minutes, and then we'll run through the answers, and then you can kind of tally up how you did. Maybe give me kind of a general idea, but if you would, if there's certain areas that you noticed in particular that you like, and I'll give you some categories of some areas that maybe you didn't really remember real well. That way we can maybe go back and address those a little bit more. So, okay, got 5 minutes. If you need more time, we'll give you a few more minutes, but 5 minutes. Okay, how's everybody doing? Y'all are getting there? got a few more minutes here for everybody to kind of wrap up, and then we'll go through the answers. That way you know how you did. You probably did better than you think. I mean, everybody has a little bit of test anxiety, so don't be too hard on yourself. And some of you haven't been, you haven't made it to every class, so just realize that. Keep that in mind, that some of the stuff you may not have went over, and that's okay. And again, this next activity, I think you guys are gonna have fun with, so it'll ease the tension of having to take a quiz. So, a couple more minutes, then we'll go over them. I will say, as we're waiting here for everybody to kind of wrap up, that some of the categories that is in this quiz, we have some stuff with numbers, some stuff with animals, some stuff with food, some stuff with conjugations, independent and conjunct conjugations. We have some with questioning or doing questions, who, what, when, where type questions. So we have some with relative terms. So we've got a little mixture of stuff in here. So. Okay. Does anybody feel super confident? Does anybody feel a little bit confident? Again, remember, it's just not for, you do not have to share this with the group. Okay. I would appreciate if you at least PM me or message me individually, so I kind of know, especially with the categories, which ones maybe you feel pretty good about, or ones that you're like, man, I either missed that class, I have no idea about this. This will also give you a good basis though too for going back and kind of watching some of those videos that we had previously. What I can do is I can go through there and tell you which ones, like which classes talked about which topics. I'll kind of go through there later and look at those. That way you'll know which ones maybe you want to kind of watch again, or just kind of not really quiz yourself on, but even just kind of refresh your memory on and whatnot. So Zene get non good again. It's hard sometimes, so don't be too hard on yourself. And you may surprise yourself. You may have picked up much more than you can even imagine. And the thing you have to keep in mind too is that whatever you've picked up is more than you walked into the class with. That's really the thing to understand. If you get like 5 out of 30, it's not like, oh my gosh, I'm doing terrible. It's like, man, I got 5 that I had no idea about, 3 months ago or 2 months ago, no clue on. So don't be too hard on yourself. Okay, here we go. So if you want to take what you're doing on your sheet and just kind of give yourself like maybe a correct if you got it correct, a C, or maybe a check if you got it wrong, or vice versa, however you want to mark it, just so you know which ones you got. So that first one, and if anybody, I'll let y'all chime in if you want. So what do you add to the end of a relative's name if they've passed on? Anybody know? So three-letter thing.
Is it Bob?
It's related to that same thing. Yeah, it's like that. It's a ben, but it's the same. It's that ba is used in Ojibwe, but it's the same concept. So yeah, the ben, the ben. So like Nokmasabin. My grandmother passed away, or if they're saying somebody's Indian name like Paso Ben, put the ben on the end of it. Yeah, you're in exactly the right category. Good. What about Mdatso plus niche? What is that? We spent a little time with some math. We had some fun doing some math. Oh, somebody answered in the chat. Oops. Oh, I got it. 12. Correct. Somebody sent me the message. Ben and 12. Yep. 12 is number Mdatso plus niche. So Mdatso and then niche is 12. So you could say Mdatso shech niche or Mdatso mina niche if you want to write it out in Potawatomi. What's the word for dog? What is dog?
Nemosh?
Nemosh, dog. Very good. And how do you introduce yourself? How do you say, my name is? So like I would say, Justin something, and I'm from Kansas City, Missouri. And, anybody know how to do that? How do you say my name is? I'll help you out on this one. Okay. So you say, I would say like my name, Justin Nadezhnikas. Nadezhnikas. I think you were getting ready to answer me, weren't you? And then where you're from, Ndochpia. Ndochpia. So like Kansas City, Missouri, Ndochpia, or Shawnee, Oklahoma, Ndochpia, or Ontario, Ndochpia, wherever you're from, Ndochpia. How do you say it's a nice day? I say it's a nice day. It's a nice day or a beautiful day. Nobody? Okay. A nice day, a beautiful day. Manogizget. Manogizget. It's a beautiful day or a nice day. Manogizget. Pekwezhgin. What is pekwezhgin? It's a type of food. What is pekwezhgin?
Bread.
Bread.
Bread. Yeah, hey, doubled in. Y'all came in at the same time. That was pretty good. Yeah, bread. Yeah. Oh, somebody else answered over here on the message. Dang, it came at like a three-way hit right there. So bread is pekwezhgin. Very good. What is mbop? What is mbop? Got an answer?
That's
Yep.
soup.
Soup is correct. Yeah, and I got it up here in the chat too. Good job. Soup. Mbop. I will say one thing. It is much easier to translate from the Potawatomi to the English than it is for me to ask you the English word and then you have to come up with it, because it's a whole nother skill set. It's like, on one hand, if I say, hey, how do you say dog? You're like, you have to kind of search your entire database. But if you see the word for dog, it's easier to recognize it sometimes. So I kind of did them both ways because of that. How do you say dad in Potawatomi? I say my dad.
Nose.
Nos. That is one answer. And I said there was a couple you could use. You could also say dedayim is another way you can say dad. And then if you used, and then just dede is another one you can use. But yeah, nos. How do you say grandpa?
Mishomis.
Mishomis. Yeah. Or if you want to do like the shortened form, you can also say misho. Misho, mishomis. Good. What about grandma?
Nokomis.
Nokmis. Nokmis. Very good. Very good. And the short form of that, you can just say noko. Noko, nokmis. Good. What is the N in Nagimaji? What does that part mean? That N in Nagimaji. It's I will tell you, it's a personal marker. It's somebody. Who?
Me.
Me. Yeah, me or I. Yeah, exactly. So it's be I. Nagimaji would be I left. Nagimaji, I left. So it's the me or the my. Yeah, that's the N. Excellent. Excellent. Yeah, the N is I or me. How do you make a simple question? What do you put on a word to make it a simple question? It's a two-letter word.
No. An A?
Yeah. Nay. Yeah. In Potawatomi, it's nay, but it's close. And I think in Ojibwe is na. So nay or na. Yeah. So it'd be like gabuktane. Are you hungry? Or copy nay. Coffee question. Good. Yeah, it's just that two-letter word. You got it. Good. One net. And then let's see here. Who? How do you say who in Potawatomi? Who?
Wenija.
Wenija. There it is. Perfect. Wenija. And who is a good one to know, because, I mean, let me tell you, I'm really bad with names. I'm good with faces, bad with names. So it's very useful terminology if you're like, oh, Wenija Okwe. Who is that woman? Or Wenija Onane. Who is that man? Or Wenija who is that old lady over there? You know, if you don't remember somebody's name, Wenija who is that? So good one to know. Now, what? There's actually two answers here. There's two words that mean what, Potawatomi. Does anybody remember one of them?
Wagniji.
Weknija. Weknija. Good. Weknija is one of them. There's one more. But it can also be used for how. How or what? Nija. Nija. So you can say Weknija or Nija. Good. Good. Y'all doing good so far. What about when? When did I leave? When did I do that last? When?
Need your pee?
Need you pee. Good. Need you pee. Yeah. Very good. Very good. Need you pee. And if you happen to get the two of these confused, pretty common. So the next one is, what is where?
Napija.
Nipija. Those two are honestly the most flipped I've seen of any words in the language. People really commonly will flip the two of those back and forth by accident. Like they'll use it instead of saying nipija, they'll say nija p, and they meant to say nipija. So that's one of the most common. So if you flip the two of those, don't feel bad. It's pretty common. Now, if you didn't get anything even close to it, I mean, that's okay too. It happens. So what about with maji wat? What does the wat mean at the end?
What?
So like
Is that they?
that is they. It's they. Yeah. This is when we did these, we went through like it was like maji yan, maji yin, majit, maji yak, maji go, maji yuk, and then maji wat. The wat means they. Yeah. And this is the conjunct. And in this form, we use this when we ask those more complicated questions like, where are they going? Why did they leave? When you're trying to get more information than just a simple yes, no type question. That's when you use those this conjunct form. Also, if you have multiple verbs in a sentence, a lot of times the secondary verb will fall into this conjunct form. Okay, and maji men. What does it mean if maji is the verb to leave? So what does it mean? Maji men. And it's present tense, by the way. Maji men.
I am leaving.
Close. A little more, there's a little bit more to it. What's the men at the end then? What's that men part doing? You're close. I mean, not just I, but we, but not you. That men at the end, that's telling you that we're involved. By what I mean by close is without the men, you're 100% right. Namaji by itself is I'm leaving, but Namaji men is we, but not you. So it's when you're talking to somebody, it's like you're excluding them from the conversation. So it'd be like me saying, hey, we're going to the store. And in English, you might go, oh, we are? Oh, no. We're going to the store, but not you. So you're excluding somebody. So we, but not you. How do we say bird in Palawan?
Bird.
Ooh, does anybody remember this one? I'm a little afraid about this one because I was thinking about all the different animals and I was thinking, I wonder how many animals we really like. How many? Because there's a lot of animals. I feel like animals is definitely a category we could talk about multiple times.
But Paneshi?
Paneshi, yes, Paneshi. Because like I said, birds, talking about animals just one time through is really not enough when there's the number of animals that there are that you see really on a regular basis, depending on where you live. I mean, you see quite a bit of animals. So, how do you say it's raining? Some weather terminology. How do you say it's raining? It's raining. There's actually a couple ways you could say this. Actually, if you want to get specific, there's a lot of ways to talk about rain because you can talk about like the way it's raining. It's going sideways, it's light drizzle, but just kind of your general way of saying it's raining. How would you say like, oh man, dang, it's raining outside. Scana. Jeez, it's raining. Scana. What is raining? Anybody? Okay, I'll give you a couple more seconds and I'll throw it in there. Gamoan. It's raining. Gamoan. You can also say gamayam, get another way to say it's raining. But like I was saying, there are some specific, you can say like wind bisa, kind of a drizzly, misty type rain. You can say gamoaswin, kind of a light rain. So there's a lot of ways you can talk about rain. You can also say like Zieg saw, like a downpour. But just general talking about rain, usually like gamoen, gamoen. Okay, how do you say 4 in Potawatomi?
Meow.
Good, good. What about, did I say this one already? How do you say 2? That's where it came up before. How do you say 2 in Potawatomi?
Niche.
Good, good. I really feel like our numbers, I thought we did really good on that day that we did that activity with math and stuff like that. I think that really, I at least felt that you guys were really clicking with your numbers really well. And I think that's definitely an area that's you probably doing pretty good with it. How about pop or soda? Um, I'm not sure what they say in y'all's region about, like some people say soda pop, some people say Coke for everything.
Wishkababo.
Wishkababo it is. I talk about Wishkababo a lot because I drink a lot of pop. So I'm always like, Wishkababo and a Dominique Megwajna. Drink some more pop. Wishkababo, good. Wishkababo. That had, whoever just said that, that was a really nice accent too, boy. It came in, sounded good. Wishkababo. Maybe a little bit thirsty. How do you say coffee? Now there are a couple ways to say it, but there's a real simple way in Potawatomi. It's kind of
Copy.
copy. Yeah, copy. Good. Copy is one way to say it. That's probably the most common, but you could also talk about like kukshe wobble, which is kind of like that cowboy coffee they call it, where you cook it over the coals and sometimes it gets ashes in it. Literally means like that ash drink. Makes it sound real appealing. And then sometimes you hear people talk about like a medicine drink, like black medicine liquid or something like that. And kade, wobble, something like that when talking about coffee. How about salt? How do we say salt?
Seat again.
Sitagen. Sitagen.
Sitagen.
Oh, sitagen. I mean, I understood you. Sitagen. And then dochbia means what? If I say something dochbia, kind of already gave it away earlier. Means I come from dochbia. So like if I said like Kansas City, Missouri, dochbia, I come from Kansas City. I mean Edion, Shawnee, Oklahoma, Edion. And I live in Shawnee at this time. So dochbia, I come from dochbia. What about Nipija? Kind of already had some of these Nipija, but I kind of went the other direction to make it hopefully a little bit easier.
Where?
Nipija. Where? Good. Weknija. Weknija.
What?
What? Good. Nijetso.
How much?
How much or how many? Wenija.
Who?
Good. Good. Sounds like I know we talked about those in a couple different classes. Sounds like you guys are really getting those down. And those are something that is really effective to get those down, to get those who, what, when, where questions down. It makes comprehension of the language so much easier when you can get the who, what, when, where's down. You can kind of get your conjugations like, namaji, gamaji, namaji, namajiman, gamajiman, those conjugations. Then the ones with like yan, yin, like what, those conjugations down. It really helps things out. So, okay, so that was it. If you guys want to, I'd appreciate if you would. You do not have to share with the group, but by all means, if you don't want to, if you want to, I mean, I guess you can. But if you want to just send me like a little message or something, so I just kind of got a little bit of an idea of kind of how you did, I'd appreciate it. And if you have certain areas that we kind of covered just a minute ago that you really don't feel real comfortable with or confident with, let me know. That way we can really address those again and kind of really hammer those home. So, but I'll let y'all do that, and we're gonna move on because I took a little more time than I wanted to. I want to get into some song stuff. I think it'll be fun. So we're gonna try to translate some song titles. Some of these are songs from everywhere from the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, 2010s. I don't know if I have any 2020s on here, but I have quite a few different songs, and we'll see how we do. Here we go. And this would be a good one if you have a dictionary with you nearby, or you could use that and see if that can help you out a little bit. So that first one there is Shugano Nesh Ganabich. Shugano Nesh Ganabich. I may try to bring up some of these songs on my phone so you guys can hear some of them, see if that helps you a little bit. Shugano Nesh Ganabich. And then mteno gigyago orekik. Mteno gigyago orekik. Chiwin mowen. Chiwin mowen. Chiwin mowen. Each of these is a different title to a song. Gete odan meow. Gete odan meow. And then the next one is Zhao Shonya Wan Ket. Zhao Shonya Wan Ket. Good. I appreciate you guys' feedback I'm getting from you guys. I think it's going to be real helpful for me to know which areas, like I said, we want to kind of hash out. So I appreciate that. The last one, Gajidam Get Shoda. Gajidam Get Shoda. I'm going to try to get on YouTube here and see if I can pull up some of these songs. That'll be kind of fun. We'll see here. So that first one, I will help you out with these as we go. So as we're looking at that, does anybody know what Gonna Bitch is? What is Gonna Bitch?
Maybe.
Maybe. Okay. Shugano na is the verb to call, and it's in a command form. So it's saying, call me maybe. And this is actually an old Carly Rae Jepsen song, I think is what it is. Okay, the next song is Mtano Gigyago Oda Kik. What is Gigyago? What is a Gigyago? What is Kik? Anybody know what Kik is? Or Mtano?
Kick, is that like a pot or a can?
Okay, you're thinking of cuck. You're close, but that's not, I see where you're going with that. I understand that completely. Keek is like land, or in this sense, we're talking about like the world. So Mtano, the only Mtano Gigyago in the world. The only girl in the world. It's a Rihanna song. So okay. We got some more coming up here. And I got, like I said, I got a variety of genres and a variety of years. So I know that some of these are going to hit for some of y'all. Let's see. What about Chiwin Mowen? Chiwin Mowen. Chiwin Mowen. Now that win makes it into a noun. Chiwin Mo is the verb. Chiwin Mo. Chiwin Mo. It's a feeling. It's an emotion. Chiwin Mo.
Not like thankful or grateful. No, no, you're really happy.
Happy. There it is. I was giving you my cheesy look. I mean, you might have thought smiling by the way I did it, but Chiwin Mo. Happy by Pharrell, I believe is the guy's name who does it. Okay, this one here is a song that I've heard on the radio more recently. Gete Odan Meow. Gete Odan Meow. Gete Odan Meow. And if you're not getting these, don't worry. I've got, like, I think the next one coming up, I think I got some 70s and some 60s and a little variety of songs in there. So Gete Odan Meow. What is meow? Anybody? Meow. Gete can have a couple meanings. It can mean kind of truly or old. Old, and then meow is a road. Odan is town. Old Town Road. Old Town Road. Gete Odan Meow. Okay, this next one, I know you're going to recognize one of these words in here. Zhao Shonya Wan Ket. Zhao Shonya Wan Ket. What is that? What is that Zhao? What is that Zhao talking about? And what is Shonya? You may have heard Jonya. Junya.
Money?
Money. Yeah. So what is the Zhao? What do you think that might be? Zhao, it's a color.
Yellow?
What is it? Yellow. So what's yellow money?
Gold?
Gold. Okay, we're right there. And wanket means to do an activity, to dig. Gold digger. It's what it is called. Gold digger. Gold digger. I think it came out in the 2000s. Like I said, these are some newer ones, but we're gonna get to some. We'll get some older ones here in a minute. Gold digger. This last one is a 2000 song as well. Gazhadam get shoda. Gazhadam get shoda. Gazhadam get shoda. Dun 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 dun. Gazhadam get shoda. That's a poor rendition. Gazhadam get. Okay. Sometimes we think of when we think of heat, we say like, oh, gazhadam get zagaj. It's hot outside. Gazhadam get zagaj. But when you're talking about something that's not controlled by like the weather itself, so like if it's hot in your house, maybe
It's
the
getting
heat's
hot
on.
in here.
It's getting hot in here. Yeah, by Nelly. That's a good one. Okay. It's getting hot in here. So here they are right here. So the first one, Shugano Neshkinovich, Call Me Maybe, is a song by Carly Rae Jepsen. I think it came out in, I'm not sure, is it 1990s or 2000s. The next one, Mthino Gigya Go to Kik, The Only Girl in the World by Rihanna. Chiwin Moen is Happy by a guy named Pharrell. Gete Odan Miao, Old Town Road. And then Zhao Shonya Wan Ket, Gold Digger by Kanye West. And then Gazhadam Get Shoda, It's Hot in Here by Nelly. Okay, I promise you there's going to be some from different generations. So let me see if this is a good one here. Okay, here we go. This is good. Okay, we got some nice variety in this one. Bokde Nweshmau Gamak. Bokde Nweshmau Gamak. Okay, so first things first. When you see that gamuk on the end of something, it usually indicates like a building or a structure. Nweshmo means to rest. So what's a place that you rest at? I mean, other than your own house. What'd you say?
A hotel?
Hotel. So that Nweshmau Gamuk is a hotel. Bok de. Okay. Bok means something is like broken. Bokshka, I'm broke, or bokshka e dope when the table is broke. And what is
Heartbreak
de?
Hotel.
Heartbreak Hotel. There it is. Yes, Heartbreak Hotel. Bok de Nweshmau Gamuk. Heartbreak Hotel. Okay. Megwa Bamadzawin. Megwa Bamadzawin. Now, Megwa can mean more, it can also mean still. Megwa. And then Bamadzawin, what is that? We hear Manop Madzawin all the time. What is Bamadzawin?
Life?
Life, yeah. So still alive. So staying alive. Good. And I had to read into a little bit. You have to read into some of these. Some of them are a little harder, but okay. Nija Bamadzian. This one I believe is a country song. Came out in I think around 97. Nija Bamadzian. Let me see. That's a terrible rendition of it. So it's Nija. Remember, what does Nija mean? It can mean two things. It can mean what, or it can mean how. So how, and then again, Bamadze is the verb to live, right? And what is Yan? I. So how do I live without you? I believe it's a Leanne Rhymes song. Okay. How do I live? How do I live is the title of the song. How do I live? Okay. Let's see here. Nida Moshton. Nida Moshton. Nida Moshton. Nida Moshton. I'll give you a hint on this one. This is a Black Eyed Peas song. Nida Moshton. The Moshton. Moshton means to feel something. So the Moshton. I got a feeling. So this is a Black Eyed Peas song. I got a feeling. Okay. Objetowen wa biam get. Now this is a little bit older song. This is a want to say 1960 song. So, Objetoen wa biam get. Objetoen wa biam get. Objeto means is change. Objetoen, so it's the concept of change. Wa biam get. Wa biam get. That wa means it's gonna happen. The bia means come. Maget means what? Anybody guess what this was? A change is gonna come. Change is gonna come. I believe it was maybe Sam Cooke, maybe it did this one. I got it on the next page, but I'm not cheating over there and looking, but I think it's a change is gonna come by Sam Cooke. So okay, Bodwewadmimwen. 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 Yahweh in Potawatomi is the word for dream. Bodwewadmimwen. So it'd be more than one dream. So dreams. Bodwewadmimwen. And after the 11, I can't remember who does that one. Not on the top of my head. This next one, dreams. I'm trying to think who does that.
Stevie Nicks, Fleetwood Mac, I think.
That's it. That's Fleetwood Mac. Miigwech. I'd forgot. I was like, man, who does that one? And then Kishamnadom Kakendek. Kishamnadom Kakendek. So Mtano only Kakendek, he knows. Kishamnadom Kendek. So Kishamnado or Mamo Gosnan or Kichimanadu Mtano Kakendek. Something only knows. What is Kishamnado or Kichimanado or Mamogosnan? God only knows. God only knows. This was originally done. Oh gosh, I'll have to look and see who the original one was, but it's been redone a ton of times. So here we go. Let's look at what we got. So Bokde in the West Schmalgama, Heartbreak Hotel. And I had the Eagles down, but somebody told me it was Elvis that did it first. So I might be wrong on that. But again, that one's been done a few times. And then Staying Alive, the Bee Gees. Nija B'Madlian, How Do I Live by Leanne Rimes. The Demoshton, I Got a Feeling. That's the Black Eyed Peas. Objetowen Wabiam Get, A Change Is Gonna Come. And that's Sam Cooke, 1964. And you were correct about Fleetwood Mac, Miigwech. Bodwewadmimwen, Dreams by Fleetwood Mac or Stevie Ray. I'm gonna say Stevie Ray Vaughan. Stevie Nicks. And then Kishamnado Mtano Kakendek, God Only Knows. Okay, apparently it was originally done, or what I had written down was the Beach Boys. That was 1966, but that song has been redone a lot. I want to say even like Kid Rock did a version of that one. It's been done a ton of times. So, okay. Gionad Debana Winnock with Jep Quadak Gamoan, Nagdowindaman, Debabjigin Bameagwan, Nadagigya Gom. So let's start with that first one. Gionad Debana Winnock. So Debanawan in Potawatomi is how we say love. So Gionad Debana Winnock. What is Kionad? Kionadze. You may have heard somebody referred to as the Kionadis. Crazy love, crazy in love. Now this next one with Jep Quadak Gamoan. We just talked about the word Gamoan. What's Gamoan?
Rain.
And I'll tell you an easy way to remember rain. At least it always has been for me. Once it starts raining, you gotta get Gamoan. You gotta get to mowing, Gamoan. So that's one way. If you couldn't remember the word for rain, think of, hey, it started raining. It's been raining. I gotta get Gamoan. Once it rains, your grass starts shooting up and Gamoan. That's just a little trick that I've used in the past, or told people in the past that seem to help them remember that word Gamoan for raining. Wejepquadak is a color purple. So Purple Rain by
Prince.
Prince. There you go. Good. Nagdowindaman. Actually, let's skip that one real quick. Let's go to the next one. Debabjigin Bameagwan. Dababjigan is to like, dababjigan has to do with looking far off in the distance. So it's a thing that you can look far off in the distance. And then the may kind of means like going by. So going along the something you can watch from a distance.
Oh,
I'm going to give you a hint. It came out, I think, in the 60s. I want to say it's a 60s song, maybe 68. Pretty famous guitarist that did this one. Died early, died young. Dababjigan Bamegwan. All Along the Watchtower.
oh.
Jimi Hendrix, I believe, did that one. Nidagigyago. So gigyago means what?
Mm.
I heard somebody say it. Gigyago is a girl, so Nidagigyago would be
My girl.
my girl, talking about my girl. I almost did Nidaquam, like, which is more like my woman, but I decided to go with the literal translation just to make it easier. Because really, when you're talking about my girl, you're really talking about an older person. You're not talking about like a young girl. Like Gigyago is like a girl, but to try to make it match up with the English there, I just did Gigyago, Gigyago, my girl, and that was by. I think the Temptations did my girl. Let me see if let's see what I'm. Oh, I just skipped past that one. I'm sorry. Nagdawindam was Imagine by John Lennon. Just Nagdawindam means to kind of think deeply about something, really, really contemplate something. Nagdawindam. So Imagine. And then Dababjigan Bamegwan, All on the Watchtower was Jimi Hendrix, 1968. Kio Nad Dabana Winnock, Crazy in Love was Jay-Z and Beyonce, 2003. Wajepquatic Gamoan, Purple Rain, Purple. Wajapquatic Gamoan. I can't do it that way. Purple Rain, 1984. Nagadawindam, Imagine, John Lennon. And I actually translated Imagine into Potawatomi, and I'm going to put it up somewhere. Actually, I think I have it on YouTube. I'll have to pull that up and send you all that link, and you can listen to that. Nagadawindam, Imagine by John Lennon. Came out pretty good. Those Beatles songs and not Beatles, Beatles songs or John Lennon stuff. It's kind of nice. Even the 70s music in general tends to have a pretty nice, somewhat slow wording to it. Because some of these more new songs, it's like, and you're like, man, you can't translate that. It's like half the time you don't even know what they're singing in English. You're like, I don't know what they're talking about. And it comes by so fast, but some of those songs have real nice rhythms to them, and that one was easy to translate. Some of that stuff today is hard because, like I said, it's just like okay, funny stuff. Okay, Gachie ni Medit, and this is I want to say 1960s song. Gachie, it might be early 70s. Ni Medit. First off, what is ni medi? What is ni medi? You might just know ni me, ni me, ni medit. Nimedi. What is that verb? Nimedi. And then gachie. Gachie. Nimedi is the verb to dance. Nimedi would be a dancer. Gachie, little or small. So little dancer or small dancer. Yeah. And did anybody know who sang that?
Tina Turner.
Maybe. I know she might have sang it too, but the one I was thinking it's Elton John. Elton John is what I'm thinking, but I could be wrong. I mean, he might have done it as a remake too. Because again, a lot of these songs are popular. They might have been done years before. They just recycle them around sometimes. Panashana Gawi Minwen. Panashana Gawi Minwen. Now I'm gonna help you out with this one a little bit because the conjugation here. Minwen ma is the verb we use when we're talking about loving somebody in like a romantic way. So I could have even used that when I was talking about crazy love, but trying to keep it simple. But men. So Gui men means I will love you. I will love you. And then pane. What is pane?
Always.
Always. I will always love you.
Whitney Houston.
Yeah. Whitney Houston. That's a classic. Good. Wasn't it? Good job. Good job. You guys are doing good. And then let's see. Ekomagian. This is a this is I don't know what years came out. 2000s. So echo means since. Magi yin. So magi is the verb to leave. And what's the yin?
Gone.
Yeah. So since
you've
you
been
left.
gone.
Since you've been gone for the first time. Kelly Clarkson song. Since you've been gone. Echo Magi. I could have used Gia here. But since you left, since you've been gone, Gia go. Dollar here, dollar there. I thought it worked out that way. Washkabuk ni Jonas. Now this one you're gonna have to read a little bit into it. Washkabuk ni Jonas. So ni Jonas, we say Pinochet when talking about child, but when you're saying like my child, you say ni Jonas. So Washkabuk. Sometimes we talk about Washkabuk. It literally means well, I'm gonna see if anybody gets it first, but it's Washkabuk is something that heck, I'll just give it away. I can't help it.
Child of mine.
Sweet Child of Mine. There it is. Yeah. Who did that one?
Guns N' Roses.
Guns N' Roses. Okay, good. Y'all are hitting your stride. I got the right genre right now. So Washkabuk Jana, Sweet Child of Mine. Yeah. And Washkabuk, like I said, you have to read into it a little bit because Washkabuk can also be used like in reference to like candy, but it literally is something sweet. Something sweet, my child. So Sweet Child of Mine. Neap Mkadewa. Neap Mkadewa. What is Neap Mkadewa? Neap Mkadewa. I'll give you a hint. Mkadewa is a color. Okay. Mkadewa is a color. Neap means back. Mkadewa.
Back to black.
Back in black. Back in black. I think it's a Rolling Stone song, I want to say. Back in Black. Yeah.
Amy Winehouse did it too, I think.
Yeah, she did. Yeah, that's what I was thinking of.
Who did it?
Amy Winehouse.
Oh yeah, that's who it is. Amy Winehouse song. Good. Miigwech. Y'all are better than me. Like I said, I had to look these up before I mean I have just like the years and all that to make sure I had them all right. So but I wanted to pick some that I thought were pretty popular. Sometimes you think what's popular is not really popular. Nibdeschigen nide bamose. This one I'm gonna help you a little bit with this word nibdeschigen means line. Nibdeschigen, so nide bamose.
Walk the line.
Walking the line. Yeah. Walking the line. I can't remember if that was Johnny Cash or I Walk the Line.
I think it was Johnny Cash.
Yeah, Johnny Cash. And then Nago. This one's a one-worder. Nago. It's a time of day or a day. To be more specific, it's a day, like a certain type of day. Nago. Sometimes you're winago. Yesterday by
Beatles.
the Beatles. Good. Let's see if I said all those right here. Tiny Dancer. Gotcha. Any Medi Panashnagawimimwen10. I will always love you. Whitney Houston. 92. Man, that was long. That was 92. Time flies. Whew. That was like 30 years ago now. It's in the oldies titles now. Echo Magian, Since You've Been Gone. Kelly Clarkson. Heck, that was almost 20 years ago. Washkabuk Ni Jonas, Sweet Child of Mine. Guns N' Roses, 87. Neap Mkadewa, Back to Black, like someone said. Amy Winehouse, 2006. Nibdeschigen Nidibamose, Walk the Line, Johnny Cash, 1956. Nago, Yesterday, with the Beatles. Very good. Okay. What about this one here? Ajgan Kwejigwan Magoshkad Juan. Ajgan Kwejigwan Magoshkad Juan. Now, that Juan usually talks about like flowing of water. Okay. Kwejigwan means like on top of. Kwejigwan. Does anybody know what Ajgan might be? Ajge is like something like it's like crossing over. So it's a thing you cross over on. Ajgan. Ajgan Kwejiguan Magoshkadjuan. So Ajgan is a bridge, and then Kwejiguan over or on top of
Bridge over troubled
Magoshka.
water.
Bridge over troubled waters. Yeah, that's it. And that's
Simon and Garfunkel, right?
Simon and Garfunkel. Thank you. Magoskad means like troubled. If you say Magoshkadze, he or she's troubled. The Juwen part, though, is talking about water that's troubled. So literally troubled waters. So bridge over troubled waters. Getchwa Modmoen. Getchwa Modmoen. Does anybody remember what a Modmoen is? Modmoen is something we do. Modmoen. Getchwa means like. So it's like a Modmoen. Modmoen. Like a prayer. Like a prayer. Getchwa Modmoen.
Madonna.
By Madonna. You guys are good on your music trivia. I need you on my team if we ever have like a trivia night somewhere. You guys are good on your trivia. Debukizis Olset. Now this one you're gonna have to read a little bit into it, and we're gonna kind of look at this word and kind of break it apart a little bit. Debukizis Olset. Okay, Debukizis. Anybody know what that means? What is Gizis?
Is that the moon?
That is the moon, yes. So the buck Jesus is the moon. Oset means
Moonwalk?
okay. You're on the right track, and actually that would have been a good title for that one too. I didn't think about that. But if you're walking on the moon, you're kind of like an astronaut, or you're a
Rocket Man.
rocket man. Like I said, you had to read into it a little bit. You had to kind of maybe guess the song or know the song a little bit to be able to guess that. But Rocket Man, I believe that's Elton John. Yes. Shkode Mina Gamoen. Shkode Mina Gamoen. We had Gamoen before. If it starts to something, you got to get Gamoen. What's Gamoen?
Rain.
Rain.
Fire. Fire and rain.
Fire and rain. Fire and rain. And I can't remember who does that one.
Me
We'll see
either. I'm
here.
stuck.
I'm going to cheat ahead. I'm going to cheat ahead here, and we're going to see. So, Bridge Over Fire and Rain was James Taylor, 1970. I don't remember that one, but it was a top 200, I think, where I got that song from. But so we had Ajgan Kwejiguan, Magoshkajuan, Bridge Over Troubled Waters, Simon and Garfunkel, Getchwa Modmoen, Madonna, Like a Prayer. I guess I didn't have the English right there. Debukizis Olset, Rocket Man. Again, that's the word we use for astronaut, one who walks on the moon. So you had to read into that a little bit. By Elton John. Shkode Mina Gamon, Fire and Rain, James Taylor. Okay. Gi Bon Menwin Mongom. Gi Bon Menwin Mongom. This is a country song. And then De Getchwa Wasichkin Nabuk. Okay. Gibon and when mom gone. Gibon and when mom gone. Okay, what's gone? It's a time of day. So like Nago was yesterday, Gom is
Today?
today. Yep, today. Bone indicates to stop doing something when it's on a verb like that. So something stopped.
He stopped loving her today?
He stopped loving her today. Yeah, I think that was a George Jones song, if I recall. Yeah, that one I can actually sing out. Gibbon and when Mongo. Okay. De Getchwa Wasichkin Nabuk. Now, we already had one that had day in it, so we probably know what your day is, right? Remember we had Bulk Day Neweshmau Gamak, Heartbreak Hotel. So day is your heart. Getchwa means like. So a heart like, and then what is a Wasichkin? Now, a Wasichkin Nabuk is a word for something a little bit different, but Wasichkin is a window. Wasichkin. Wasichkin Nabuk is glass. So heart like glass. I'm trying to remember
Glass
who sang.
by Blondie.
Blondie, 1979, I think. Good, yeah. This next one is a more recent song. Miigwech Ginashtuk. And you got to read a little bit into this. Miigwech Ginashtuk. So thank you. Your turn. Or you. Thanks. Thank you next. Thank you next. It's Ariana Grande song. Okay. This one's a good one. This one. Gago bon debwe taken. Gago bon debwe taken. And so gago, when you have gago on there, it indicates like telling somebody don't do something. And the can at the end also indicates that. But bone again indicates stop. So don't stop
Believing.
Yeah, don't stop believing. Debwe tan is to believe in it. So gago bone debwe taken. Don't stop believing. Da-da. Okay, nibwen beshoch nin. Nibwen beshoch nin. Beshoch is like how something is a certain proximity to you. What is beshoch?
Close.
Close.
Close. And then nin is I. Nibwen is a command form to tell somebody to stand.
Don't stand so close to me.
Well, if it was don't, it would be that. But so
Stand
it
by
said
me.
stand by me. There it is.
Wow.
If it was don't, if it was don't, it would be gago nibwe can. Don't stand by me. Don't stand so close to me. Is there a song called "Don't Stand Close by Me"? There might be. Some of these could be close to other things, but "Stand by Me" is what I was going for. Yeah, stand by me. Stand by me. Good. Make sure I got them all. So yeah, he stopped loving her today. George Jones, Heart of Glass, Blondie. Thank you. Next, Don't Stop Believing, Journey, 1981. Stand by Me, Benny King, 1961. I got you all singing. That's good. Gishk Jawinen, Gishk Jawinen, Gishk Jawinen. So Gish, that Jawin indicates water. And when it's that en at the end is saying more than one of it. Gishk Jawinen. So Gishk Jawinen. Gishk indicates to cut. So it's water that kind of cuts. So if water's kind of flowing along, cuts.
Waterfall. Waterfall.
Waterfalls by TLC. Gish Kajoinen, Waterfalls. O Gish get a wee yawak. O Gish get a wee yawak. Actually, let's skip that one real quick here. I'm gonna go to the next one. Nagino Danji Zio Nagawash. Nagino Danji Zio Nagawash. So Zio Nagawash is some type of plant, okay? You can say Jomen or Zionen. Two ways to say this type of fruit that grows on that plant. And then G, and then Nodan is to hear it. Nagi Nodan. So I heard it over there.
I heard it through the grapevine.
Heard it through the grapevine. There you go. Good.
Here.
Let's see here. Then let's see. Shpamukkeek. Keek is like ground or land, and then shpamuk. Higher ground or higher. Yeah, I believe the song is called Higher Ground. I think it's might be a Stevie Wonder. Higher Ground. Gekpi squatch. Gekpi squatch. Squatch means last. And then Gekpi is like finally. So finally, last. What was that?
At Last by Etta James.
At last. Etta James. Yep. Good. Let's see. I'm trying to remember what the other one I was trying to go for. See that day. It's good. So Gijget means day. O means that. We, so it's gonna be Yawuk is so it's gonna be that day is gonna be the day that's gonna be. What was I trying to say here? Metzana. I'm gonna have to cheat myself. I can't remember what I was going for there. Oh, that'll be. Oh God, that'll be the That'll be the day. Oh geez, that day it's gonna be. That'll be the day. Oh geez, get a wee yowik. That'll be the day. Da. Okay. That last one, gaggle. Gaggle has a lot of meanings. If you use it with like a verb that has a can on, it means don't. But if you use it by yourself, by itself, it just means something. I think that's actually the name of the song. Something by the Beatles. Yep. So higher ground. So Gish Kjawinen, Waterfalls by TLC. Oh, Gish Get a Wee Yawik. That'll be the day. Da. Buddy Holly. Nagino Danji. Zio Nagawish. I heard it through the grapevine. We got Marvin Gaye on here. I think we said Marvin Gaye. Gekpi Squatch at Last by Etta James, 1960. Shpamuk Keek, Higher Ground by Stevie Wonder. Gaggle, Something by the Beatles. I think I got one more for you guys. Gionadze. We had part of this word in that one song. We had that Gionad Debana Winuk, something in love. Crazy for feeling so crazy. I think that's how it goes. Who sings that one? Anybody know? I think it's Patsy Cline.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, Patsy Cline.
Patsy Cline. And it's been redone, I think, a lot. I feel like there's been a lot of artists that have probably done that one. Bamosewen Bagoch Iguan. So Bamosewen is what? What's Bamose? To walk. Bamosewen Bagoch. What is Bagoch?
Walk this way.
That's a good guess. That iguan definitely isn't a direction. You're in a good thought. I mean, if it was like walk that direction, if it was walk this way, it'd be, but most say when like wedge iguan, but you're in the right train of thought right there. What is bagoch is wild. So take a walk on the wild side. I can't remember who sings that one now. Take a walk on the wild side. Let's see, that was I can't remember. Okay, Midjanene is bad man. Guasaon, guasao, and you're telling somebody to do that. Guasaon. Guasaon. Yeah, guasaon. Jump by 80s song, I believe.
Oh my
It's now
God.
oldies.
Van
Now
Halen.
oldies.
Yeah,
Van Halen. There you go. Van Halen. Everybody just jump.
One. So the one before was Lou Reed.
Yes, is who? Oh yeah,
Lou
yeah,
Reed.
bad man. Midjanene. I think it's a Billie Eilish song. Kind of
Oh, I'm
recently.
the bad guy.
Bad guy or bad man. But I
Mhm.
mean, there's probably other songs that have similar title to that, honestly. There's a lot of songs about bad guys. Let's see. Weknesia Momkadzit Keek. Weknesia Momkadzit Keek. So Momkadze is like amazing. And then Keek again is like the earth or land. What an amazing or world. I believe this one I was going for like what a
Wonderful world.
Yeah, what a wonderful world. What a wonderful or amazing world is what I was going for. That was who did that one? What a wonderful world. Oh heck, who was that? I might have to cheat here in a second. I can't remember. So we got the last. Who is it?
Is that Louis Armstrong?
Armstrong. That's who it is. Louis Armstrong. Yeah. Okay, 3 more to go. Here we go. So with Gwes Macde Konye Nene. And this one you have to read a little bit into it because I did this because I thought people would recognize Macde Konye a little better. So Macde Konye is like black ones that wear black. The man who wears black with Gwes. So a person who wears black, and it's not Johnny Cash. but the one who wears black, like a priest or a preacher. Wagwes. What was Gwes? We had that on relatives last time, but it's Wagwes. So, or Gwesin. So Nugwes, Gugwes, like Wagwes or
Preacher man.
kind of a preacher man is what I was going for. Yep. Nagenetsowen, Nagenetsowen. Nagena means to lose someone. Nagena means to lose someone. So Nagenetso, that etso means you're doing it to yourself. So losing oneself. Eminem. And the final one there, Nisa Kik. Nisa means it's going down or it's kind of flowing down. Nisam get Nisa Kik. But the land is flowing down. So it's what would you say when land's flowing down?
Landslide?
Landslide. Yes,
Aw.
that's the one. That's the final one. Landslide. Y'all did really good. I think that was a fun little activity. Miigwech, Jack, we ran a few minutes over, but that's okay. And let me make sure I got all of our stuff. I gotta make sure I write all these. I'm gonna take a picture of the chat box here so I can get everybody's information that what they said about how they did on the different ones, so I can figure out which ones we need to work on here. And Miigwech, Jack, hope you had a good class. I know it was a little bit tedious in the beginning. It's always a little stressful when you have a quiz, but I assure you, you guys did fine. You got to be, don't be too hard on yourselves. If you missed a couple of classes, then and we didn't cover it again, then obviously that's one reason. Even if we went over it more than once, I mean, you can go over stuff many times before it really locks in your mind. So don't be too hard on yourself. I think you guys are doing pretty good based on what I saw of some of you guys' answers. Look like you did pretty good. If you want to message me later, if maybe you didn't put in what you got on it, I appreciate it. Just helps me kind of figure out what to kind of where to review and where not to maybe worry as much about. But hopefully you enjoyed this little song activity. I thought it was something a little bit different, a little bit fun, a little quirky that we could do that would be enjoyable. So Miigwech, Jack, and Bama Mina.